This is what we've been working for. This is what we've been preparing for. We said earn what you want. That's been one of our big themes, and we wanted to play at home. We wanted to have a chance to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament. So this is a great opportunity. It's a lot of fun, and we're going to have to play well in order to move on, because USF is really good. But we're just really thankful to be here, and we're really thankful for another opportunity to compete.
Coach, seeing Courtney Williams in person versus film, and what you saw last night?
She's really good. She's a volume. I don't know if I saw just that much. I think the biggest thing being right there close in person is just her confidence level. She's got sort of a swagger about her that I like it. I can't speak for them, but I have two pretty competitive people here to my left, and that just makes the game fun. But she's got a great swagger, and she just she carries herself with a lot of confidence. I think that's the only thing that was, stood out to me in person as different than film. But, she's really good at that mid-range shot, and we say that to Naira all the time. It's one of Naira's best shots, and it's almost, unguardable, because, you have to play her quickness all the way to the rim. But if you take that away too much and open up your hips, that just gives her the inch of separation she needs to get off her mid-range shot, and that's really, I think, her go-to shot, especially going to the right. She elevates so well. She's not phased by a hand in the face, and she's a really good player. She's a volume shooter. I don't care who you are. You're not going to stop her from touching the ball, but if we can make those touches harder, if we can make her have to think about those things a little bit more, work a little harder for those comfort touches, to make it have to maybe step one more foot out, have to go a little bit wider on a screen, have to back cut before she comes off the second screen. We got to make her do one more thing in order to get those touches. And but I think she had 31 last night, and the rest of the team had 17. So I think it has to be a team effort. I think the worst thing you can do is put too much emphasis just on Courtney Williams. They have a good team, not just a good player. So it's going to be really important that all 5 people on the floor are really focused in on what it takes to force one hard shot and to control the defense as a team.
Naira, coach just gave a pretty detailed scouting report there, but I'm curious, because I know last week when you guys first found out you were playing Hawaii, you didn't know much off the bat about Hawaii, and you had 4 or 5 days of studying to kind of study up on them. Now the situation is you play tomorrow. So how much do you know about USF, and how does that work as a player trying to prepare effectively?
I know they're a great team, and their go-to is Courtney. That's going to be my assignment going into the game, but honestly feel like it's really the focus is on us. Like, if we do what we need to do as a team and play their defense, we're in transition. It doesn't matter if it's spreading the court, it's on them. So honestly, we don't have a lot of time to prepare, but the main focus is us.
Naira, did you guys watch her in person yesterday, or did the team go home?
They all had the option, so I can't speak for what they did individually, but I gave them the option to stay or to go with their choice.
I watched like a bit of the first half. She is a great player. She gets her mid-range off pretty fast. All you can do is try to disrupt it. She's gonna make shots. She's gonna get her shot off, but kind of just like Coach said, making her work and having her disrupt her flow a little bit. I think that would go a long way.
Jordan, I know you had a little bit of a tough game for your own standards yesterday, but Coach was saying that she was still, she thought it was kind of good for the team in general, because usually you do carry the scoring load, and everyone else had to kind of step up. A day after a game like that, and you've got one day to prepare for tomorrow, how are you feeling after your NCAA tournament debut?
Well, now that I got the nerves out, I'm feeling much more relaxed and calm. Obviously I thought I didn't have a really great game yesterday, but my teammates stepped in for me, and they've done that throughout the whole season. So it's just continuing to move on from that game and then focusing on tomorrow's game.
Did you feel nervous throughout the game, or did it kind of dissipate as the game went on yesterday?
I kind of thought it disappeared as the game went on. In the beginning, I was obviously a little nervous, probably more anxious than that. So I think I was just worried about that a little bit, which kind of threw me off. But now that I got one game under my belt, I'm feeling more relaxed and more comfortable.
Because when you have two talented teams like this, there's a game plan, and then there's reacting in-game.
Yeah.
Do you see this as an in-game adjustment game?
Well, I think you have to be ready for that. we sort of joke as a staff sometimes that sometimes it's opposite day. We think we're going to play a lot of zone, and we end up, needing to play full court player to player and just getting after it. And that's just a game adjustment, it's a feel. You have to sort of react on who's really in the mode. We have certain lineups that are better, for instance, playing 2D. And so if, let's say, Kennedy Burke has a game like she had last night where we need to get her on the floor. She was really impacting the game. Well, she's a much better defense and a zone defensive player. So sometimes we tend to do it based on who's playing well for us. But I think it's both and. I think, to almost over-prepare as a staff and then give the players just a little bit of that. But we're prepared to make adjustments from that. I think you have to know your team. At this time of year, you can't have just a system as a coaching staff that you apply to every group. I think we have learned this team that less is more. So in the pregame preparation, I expect our staff to be over-prepared and to give the team the bare essentials. And I think that allows us to play the way we want to play best. And I just think it's important that you know your team, but you're ready to see how your team needs you to adjust come game time. And I think I think our staff has proven to be able to do that very well, but so is theirs. I mean, I've watched their games too, and it's really, I think coaching sometimes can be a little overrated. Players have to go out there and execute a game plan. I think it's our job to really prepare them, but I truly believe that great guard play is huge in the NCAA tournament. I think we've got great guards and they've got great guards, so it's going to be which ones, make good decisions and great plays differently and better. But I just really think that it's going to be important that the players go in playing loose and confident, and each team has a style of play. Each team has a way, an identity that they play their best win, fill in the blanks. And whichever team can play to their strengths and play that to their best individually and collectively, they're going to win the game.
Sounds counterintuitive, but it seemed to be a simplified thing for Colorado State where they got them in trouble and it all went to Courtney the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good thing to know that that's sort of their default? Whereas yesterday you guys went to Kennedy and like you said, Shauna, I mean, a lot of people keyed the key runs, so you've already got experience in other people.
Well, I think they're going to know about us that we're pretty balanced, and we're going to see who's hot that game. We would like, there's just different players, throughout the last several games. It's pretty much been different players every game. I remember at the Cal game, the second half, when we really made a run, Monique Billings was hot, and we have the ability to go to that player, whatever it is. We just have a lot of options. And so we're just going to have to read which option is playing really well that game. And what I like about our team is that we're very selfless. I mean, Naira doesn't care that if Jordan's having a great game, she's going to feed Jordan, and vice versa, anybody else. It's about the team. When one person does well, we all do well. I think that they are built around Courtney. I mean, they have a different kind of guard. But she's not the only one. I think they've got a lot of really good players that I'm sort of going by numbers more than names at this point. Credit to Courtney Williams that we all know her name, but Stringfield, I think, I think she's a really big key for them. I think it's going to be really important that we limit her passing windows, that we're able to make her a little bit more uncomfortable, because that ball is facilitated through her hands a lot. Obviously, not letting 24 get any offense. She averages 4 offensive rebounds a game. I mean, there's going to be a lot of different keys, but they have a go-to player, and everybody knows that the ball's going to go through her. It's can you stop it, or can you limit everybody else? And I don't think there's going to be that many surprises either direction. I just think it's going to be which team can adjust to that.
One last one, just the competitiveness, the idea of, a player getting all this notoriety. I know you two have gotten a lot of the attention and your teammates have helped, but what do you do when you're getting ready and thinking about it and, knowing there's a really good player on the opposite side, from a competitive standpoint?
Makes everything fun. That's what we play for, is to play against the best, compete against the best. And I know she's a great player, and I'm a great player as well. I'm confident in that. So it's going to be a great matchup. I'm just ready for it.
I think you have to rely, too, on your experience with the Pac-12. I mean, we've been tested in so many different areas. Kelsey Plum's a great player. Weisner's a great player. I mean, we've played against a lot of really, really good guards and a lot of good forwards. But when you play in the number 1 RPI conference in the country, you get tested a lot of different directions. So I just don't think it's that different for us. I think it's
a formidable challenge, but not one that we were facing for the first time.
Can fatigue be something you go to in the sense of just make her work so hard?
You bet. You bet, but I'll tell you, she's like the Energizer Bunny. She can go and go and go. She's gonna play 40 minutes probably, and what I love about these two, which a lot of guards, big elite guards, can't say, is that they play both sides of the ball. They play defense and offense, but I can say that about Courtney too. She defends. So, it's going to be important that we go at her. We make her have to put as much energy on defense as she's going to have to do on offense to create her catches. And we're going to make her work on the defensive end. And she's up to the challenge. She takes pride in her defense. You can tell. But that will be an important thing for us, is that we make her work as hard on defense as I know she'll have to work on offense. But, Jordan's got great experience. They played on the same team with USA Basketball last year, with USA Basketball. And, I think that'll be fun. I think we'll have insight into each other. But, great players, that's just what the NCAA tournament's all about. And I just think we see it as a really fun opportunity more than anything else.
Just because of the USA experience, what do you know about her and what do you remember?
Everything that they just said. She's a great shooter. She can create for herself. She's very athletic on the defensive end. She gets a lot of old boards. She's just very aggressive for 40 minutes. So it's just being able to contain her and limit her touches as much as possible. She's going to get hers. So it's fun playing against her. It's fun playing with her. But I know tomorrow's going to be a really exciting challenge for me and our team. So we're just looking forward to it.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you all.